Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Sarah here again. So today's video is about 4 ways you can achieve simple and easy Senegalese twist, or what you call the 2-strand twist. I'm just going to be giving you all the juicy details and the tips and tricks, and including how to style it. All the products I used for this hairstyle is going to be linked down in the description box below. So to begin with this hairstyle, I'm just going to section my hair, and to clean my parts, I'm using my professional braiding gel. In total, I have about 28 to 30 braids, so that's what I'm going to be working with. The hair I'm going to be using today is this Brazilian wool. I'm going to measure 40 inches, then I'll cut it. Brazilian wool actually comes in strands, so I'll be using about 12 to 16 strands for each section. But I don't want my ends to be very blunt, so I'm going to use my comb to comb it out so that it becomes a little fluffy before I start my braids. I went ahead to do the back section of the hair so I could get a hang of it and come show you the 4 different ways I used to achieve it in the top part of the hair. For the first section, we are going to be working with the braided section. With the same braiding gel used earlier, I'm going to make sure that my parts are all nice and clean, all sectioned and ready for the braid. And I'll be pushing away my edges because we do not want to be messing with these edges. This first method is a crochet method, so we are going to be using the latch hook. So I'll just take my already combed Brazilian wool, pass it through my braid with my latch hook and pull one side of it. I always like to make one side of the hair shorter before I pass it through, so it will be easy for me to pass the shorter side through the braiding hair. Once I have passed the braiding hair through my braid, I'm just going to pull it to make sure that both sides are equal. Then I will take my natural braided hair and tuck it into one of the section of the Brazilian wool. Twist it aside, twist the other side of the Brazilian wool and start twisting them together. It's important to note that if you have thicker hair like mine, the braided hair would tend to stick out whilst you are braiding. So you need to take your time and make sure you tuck it into the Brazilian wool well. Once you twist 1 or 2 times, you take your time and tuck it in and keep twisting. Let me just show you how I'm doing it. I twist and I braid. I twist before I braid. Twist and braid, twist and braid, and that is how you're going to achieve a seamless and a nice twist. Brazilian wool twist tends to unravel as easy and quick. Once I get my desired length, I'll just take a piece of the hair and secure the tip so it doesn't unravel. But I'm going to show you how to secure that at the end of the video. So just keep on watching. On to the second step. With the second step, we are still going to be using the crochet method. I'll pass my Brazilian wool through my braided section. Take one side of the Brazilian wool and section it into two smaller pieces. Then I'll take my braided natural hair and tuck it into the other section of the Brazilian wool. Tuck it in very well. Then I'll start doing a normal 3-strand braid. I'll braid it to a certain point, then I'll put the two smaller pieces of the Brazilian wool together, then start twisting. For the third method, we are going to be using our natural hair unbraided, and this is the rubber band method. So as usual, I'm going to make sure my part is all clean and neat with my gel. Then I'll move on to add a little bit of oil to my rubber bands because I want them to slide out easily when I'm ready to take it off. I'm just going to tie it 2, 3 or 4 times. Just as easy. You can tie it as many times as you want, but not as tight, because bear in mind we're going to be passing our Brazilian wool through it with our crochet pin. I'll crochet the Brazilian wool into that section and pull it as usual to make sure that both sides are equal. I'm going to take a bit of the braiding gel and add it to my natural hair to make sure that it is all put together. I'll section it into 2 and give it a quick tuck. Then I'll add each of the sections to each of the braiding hair. I'll take 1 or 2 strands of the Brazilian wool and wrap it at the base of my hair. This is to make sure that your scalp is as tight and as neat as you want it. A few times. You can wrap it as many times as you want. Once I'm done wrapping the base, I'll make sure that I'll add a strand of the Brazilian wool to one of the sections. For the strand you used for the wrapping not to unravel, you need to make sure you twist in the direction of that. So I'm going to be adding it to one of the strands of the Brazilian wool and start twisting. I'm sure by now we've already established the fact that we always need to make sure we tuck in our natural hair. This is what you get when you do not tuck in your natural hair properly. You will notice that strands of your natural hair will be poking out of the Brazilian wool, and especially for people that their natural hair color is a bit different from the Brazilian wool, it will be too visible and it will make the hair tacky. So I'm going to unravel this, tuck in and twist to the end. The last step is also a rubber band method, but this is for the girlies that do not prefer the crochet method. You split your natural hair into 2. Place your Brazilian wool in between your natural hair before you apply a rubber band to it, and that's the difference between this rubber band method and the other one. So once you are done with that, securing your rubber band, you follow the same steps you used for the other method. Another slight difference with this last method is it can be done with or without wrapping the roots of the hair. Wrapping the base of your hair with some strands of the Brazilian wool goes with all these 4 methods. So I'm going to be using this last method to braid the rest of my hair. So please keep watching. If you've watched to this point, thank you so much. Please do click on the subscribe button, give this video a like, and let's interact in the comment section below. Share your thoughts and your questions because we are all learning. Once I have achieved the length which I want the Brazilian wool to end, I'm just going to take some strand of the Brazilian wool, then just make a knot like this over my thumb. Just wrap the hair around my thumb and make a knot, and that is how you secure your Brazilian wool twist to make sure it doesn't unravel. I'm just going to cut off the excess hair with my scissors. It's time for some baby hair, so I'm just going to be using the same braiding gel. Then I'll apply some hair mousse onto my braids to make sure that there are no flyaways. I didn't do a major trimming, so I just did a few trimming to take out a few flyaways. So I'm just going to use the hair mousse to make sure that the hair is as laid and as neat as possible. And sorry for being so messy. I saw this technique on somebody's channel. I've forgotten who the person is. The lady used the holding spray also to hold the Brazilian wool to make sure that the flyaways are lesser. And as usual, I apply some sheen spray to the hair to give it a little bit of shine. I'm going to use my silk scarf to make sure that my hair is all laid down and nice. A little bit of accessories here and there, and this is the finished look, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video because I did. If you found value in this video, please drop the word value along with your comments and thoughts on this video in the comment section below so I know you made it to this far. Also make sure to subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. So till we meet again in my next video,